Hi guys, and welcome back to the MADCURLS channel. If you are new, welcome to our channel. MADCURLS normally is the acronym for Mother and Daughter Curls. I'm the mother on the channel. I am LoriAnne. My partner is TaylorAnne 99.9% of the time. She is here. However, we're trying something new with our channel. So when we do videos in the future, we're going to be doing things that are kind of like exclusive to us. And so, as you saw in the thumbnail, I will be dusting my hair today because it's that time. We got highlights in our hair a few weeks ago, and this time is like a really healthy job of the highlights. However, it always comes a point when you have highlights that your hair kind of changes its curl pattern slightly. That didn't happen so much this time, but you do see some of that shedding. It kind of picks up speed a little bit more, and it kind of like distorts your haircut a little bit. And you're seeing extra strands hanging and all that, and that's when it's time to dust. It's not really time to get a full-on haircut because I like the shape of my hair. I like the length. It definitely grows faster in the summer, so I'm liking the length. However, I am seeing pieces that are just kind of like stragglers, or I'll be talking and I'll see a piece float by, a blonde piece, a highlight float by. So I think it's time for me to dust. And so like I said, so the direction of our channel is kind of like changing a little bit. We want to do new things, and we want to do kind of things exclusive to each other. So rather than Taylor just sit here and be bored and watch me dust my hair, because she never does that, then I said, let me just do this one. She did one last week that was exclusive to her. I think, what was that one that she did? I don't remember. But anyway, so this is what we're doing. So this is what I'm going to do today, and I have everything I need. I have clips. When she came in to help set me up, she's like, I see for you, you have bougie clips. So here are my clips here, and this just kind of tie up different sections. And my scissors, they suggest that when you cut your hair, I don't know if they even suggest, professionals even suggest that you cut your own hair, but when you do, make sure that your scissors are pretty sharp and, you know, new, I guess. So I went to Sally's a while ago and got these, and so they've appeared on the channel before. They probably could be newer, but I think they're still sharp enough because I only use them 4 times like this. And today what I'm doing, as you guys know that follow the channel, we've been doing this declutter thing, and I came across this. They call this like a primer. It's by M.A.D. It's called M.A.D. Curl Immersion, and it's almost like the leave-in before you put in the custard. And so rather than give it away, throw it away, whatever, I figured, let me see what this is doing today. So I started a little bit before I got on camera prepping my hair, and when I'm going to dust my hair, I prep it a little bit. It's dry. Definitely I do it when it's dry. And with this, I don't want to wet it 100%, but I kind of want it to be dampened, just not as dry as it is now. That way, kind of like bring out the curl pattern just slightly, just to see what it, how it looks when I'm cutting it and how it will look when it's done. So I'm just putting this in no particular way. I'm not going to section and all that because it's not that kind of a thing. It's not that serious. I don't want my hair very wet, dripping wet, nothing like that, because when your hair is wet, it definitely shrinks, and either you would be hesitant to cut, or you know, you don't really kind of, to me, get a good gauge. This is how I would normally wear my hair on a daily basis. So it's as big as it probably can get at this point, and now I can just kind of gauge from here. So I am not a professional. I do not suggest that you do this at home if you're not experienced in doing it, but I have just tried. I mean, it's part of the journey. It's part of the natural hair journey, and people just, I think when you get to the point where you have big chopped and things happen and you recover, you start just maybe becoming a little bit more risky with things and taking chances, because you realize hair grows and it'll grow back if you make a mistake. So even while I'm doing this, if I make a mistake, but there's really nothing to make a mistake about. Okay, what you're going to see me doing here is picking up each individual curl. It literally is like that, each individual curl, or like a section of curls, not a huge section, but it's very, it's a process. Sometimes it can go over a period of time, days. You know, I'll do this today. I'll show you guys what I do. It'll look great. If I go and wash my hair and style it tomorrow, I might see a few more pieces, you know, coming out of shape. So I'm like, okay, that one needs to be tended to. So what I'm going to do now is just, all right, so this is like the shape of the hair that I normally have. If you see me right here, this right here is my mirror. If you see me kind of leaning in, I'll be very cognizant of kind of showing you guys everything I'm doing. But this is what I'm doing. My mirror is here, and I'm trying to, of course, concentrate on cutting my hair. Okay, so let me see. So I can just get started. The first piece, they kind of pop out at you, the pieces that need to be done. and this one has that MAD primer on it that I just put on. So now I'm just going to just kind of like follow the shaft down. I really don't want to kind of undo this because I don't want to cause a whole lot of frizz here, because then it'll look like it's a big problem, and it's not. You can see that it's a very healthy curl. There's no problem here really, but I want to make sure that if there's any knots or anything in here, I can see what I'm doing and just bringing it down, making sure it's just kind of like a straight shaft with no tangles in this. And then what I saw when I first started doing this, it's been probably a year or so since I've been doing this on my own. I looked at some videos, and some people are extremely experienced with it, and I was not willing to take that kind of like a risk or a chance. Hold on, I might need to get water in here because I don't want to do what I'm doing right now. Doesn't require that, but again, everything can be fixed. So what I would do at this point, since that's more than I wanted to really do, I want to keep it in its curl pattern that I normally have. That way I can see the end that needs to be cut. Because what you're simply doing is almost like grazing the end. Just getting that piece that just stands out and distorts the cut. But anyway, some people are extremely experienced with this. I am not, and I am not about to take that chance. So I did just the bare minimum, and I was happy with the bare minimum that I did. So I'm just trying to bring the curl pattern back a little bit. Where's with that? So there it is. And how I've seen some people do is do it like this. They will cut the end that's hanging, and then they'll take the scissors and go down here and see all these pieces that are sticking out. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's pieces sticking out on the left side, on the right side, all of that. I'm not doing all of that. I am not doing all of that. I'm just doing just the bottom. Okay, so you just see it kind of like speaks out to you. It comes away. It's almost like see-through, the kind of pieces that are just kind of like dangling there that need to be cut. And I will just take my scissors right here and just cut that. So there we go, that's the first piece. I'll collect a little pile here so you can see really how much I have done. All right, and so literally I go on to the next section. Extremely time consuming, but this is what I do when I do this. Has anybody else done this at home? When you guys try new things, do you go to YouTube and look at videos? Like, I never knew the world of YouTube until we started a channel. But yeah, I go to YouTube, definitely go to Google for everything, and then I go to YouTube to see who's doing what and how they're doing it, and take bits and pieces of people's videos, and you make it your own. You don't follow things verbatim. I don't follow things verbatim in life anyway. If somebody does something, that's the way they did it, and that's good, and I see it, and I'm like, okay, that's a way of doing it. But I do not say, well, this person did it this way, this is exactly how I have to do it, recipes and all that. Okay, so as I'm doing this, my nose is itching because these are the pieces that are falling off. So this is like, the hair is screaming to be cut. Okay, it's the bleach pieces that want to come off. So I just take another piece. Like, it's time consuming. I watched when my stylist a few weeks ago was putting highlights in my hair, and I was just like, wow, like each piece, each section she had, well, see, all right, so that is very obvious, that piece there. Let me see, can you see it against the green? See the ends? Okay. The way she took each piece, laid it on the foil, and did her thing, I thought, wow, how time consuming. But you take your time, there's no rush. Today is Sunday. We filmed a morning with MADCURLS video, and it's kind of like our day of filming. So I have nothing but time on my hands. Of course, you guys are not going to sit here and watch me for an hour or so doing this, but I'm just kind of like giving you an idea of how I do it. And this kind of maintains my hair in between haircuts. So you just keep them healthy. So then I will just grab another piece. There's no reason or rhyme the way I do it. I just grab pieces, the way my hair is styled, the way it looks. When it's dry, I just grab pieces there. Pieces that are obviously looking like they need some work. And I keep dipping back into this MAD cream primer thing. And so, yeah, so I didn't have a memory of how I did this, so I wasn't remembering how it would come. I would follow it down, and at the end, my hair is dry. In nature, it's dry because it's dry, it's not wet. And then it's also dry ends because these are the ends that need to be cut off. So I'm just following it down as best I can. Just take it to the very end. Keep that curl pattern going there. And again, big, dry, where is it? I want to show you guys. Big, dry, dead piece there that needs to be cut. But you know, I do it very conservatively, okay? There is a lot of the end is like extremely dry. I'm not gonna all of a sudden go here and make this part just all dark. No, I do this conservatively, like I say. So just like the very tippy end of it, just get that off. And this to me also kind of highlights the concept of mending split ends. You really can't. I mean, I could put the primer on and bring it all the way down and make it look very healthy, but I see the parts that are screaming for attention. And so I'll look at it and see, did I get enough of that? Still could be some more hanging on. That looks like it needs to be just snipped a slight bit more. So I'll just kind of like go back in with the scissors and take care of that part. Yeah. And again, like my haircuts, they always look different. So this will look different than another time I did it. But I pretty much try to follow my curl pattern and keep the shape of my hair because I like the shape of my hair. So, and this is how it goes. So, again, I can feel there's a chunk here. There's like a tangle here that's not coming down smoothly. So I'm just going to again dip into the primer and follow this down and do this. You can go side to side. Right now I'm just kind of like concentrating on the front since I'm trying to show you guys what I'm doing. But I will switch so you can see. I will I will do the whole thing on camera for today. It might be a few days process, but I will have it done today and I will show you. At some point we probably will speed this up because, like I say, this is a very long, drawn out process and there's no rush in doing this. I was surprised when I first saw videos on this and people said like you could take, you know, over a span of a week. Some people do that, and that's okay because it's not going into, again, just a little snippet. You're not going into a salon where you know you have a scheduled appointment. This is just at home and you are just trying to shape up your hair and buy yourself some time in between haircuts. So I've done that now. Just kind of like switch over here, grab a piece. And I like it because I don't, again, want a full-on haircut, and I just want to keep it healthy. Sometimes just snipping off ends, even with my hair when I was younger and it was relaxed and all of that, or before I went natural, I would always do something like this because the ends would just kind of like stick out. And then I was hesitant when I went natural because I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you know you cut curly hair and stuff? But you know, when you go to curly hair salons, you see how they do it. They literally are not intimidated. They pick it up curl by curl. It is a process. That's why I think curly haircuts, see, so you can just see this right here. This is just kind of like frazzled. So that's just standing out. But again, I'm conservative with it because some of it is frizz, which is the nature of curly hair and all of that, so I have to be very careful. I'm not just like, oh my gosh, they're gonna push you in, I'm gonna cut it off. No way, not me. So I'm just kind of like unraveling it just to see exactly what is making up this little puff at the end, and then cut off just at the very tip of the end. Just cut that part off that's sticking out from the rest. So I've taken it down basically as far as I would like it to go down, and then I would just snip off the part that just kind of not like really curling the way I would like it to curl. So then let's do that. Go back up just to see if it looks pretty good. Okay. So yeah, this is, you know, part of the highlighting process. Some people are absolutely petrified to get highlights, and I don't blame you, but we have been doing it for years, and so we know the process. We know what to bring when we go. We bring our deep conditioners, we know afterward to bring moisturizing products. Like I would bring creams. I would not start doing a one and done with a gel, because that would, I don't care how like moisturizing the gel is not something I would gravitate towards after I get my highlights done. Okay, so now's the time for me to start clipping up the pieces that I've done for now. Hold on, wait, all this fanciness, that's not working for me. Okay guys, sorry, I had to interrupt. I had to get rid of all them fancy clips. They were cute, but you guys know me and my hands, and so they were not cooperating. I had to get something that I'm used to opening and closing. Alright, so, alright. So working our way down. Yeah, so anyone have a chronic illness that acts up more so in the winter or in the summer? Which one for you? For me, it's summer. I'm finding. I never really, you know, when you get diagnosed with something, you don't really know. You read about it and all of that, and you hear people's experiences, and then you're like, okay, that's not happening to me and all that. I don't know if eventually it'll evolve, and that will, or it won't. But I'm finding as I continue on my journey with this MS, I'm seeing so. It's not a bad summer, but I am a little bit more symptomatic than I would like. So just little things, you know, the mind is going more in and out in this heat. You know, the hand is going in and out more, I'm noticing. So I was struggling before a little bit with that clip. I'm like, okay, not doing that. I got something that's easier to open. But anyway, what's worse for you guys, if anyone has any chronic illness, this heat, this humidity. I guess that's why people move to other parts of the country. You know, some people say they're moving to Florida or, you know, drier climates. They move out to Arizona and stuff as they get older, because that humidity is not out there. It's not contributing to your misery, I guess. Okay. Right, next piece. So yeah, as I'm going along, okay, so now I'm seeing pieces just like falling from the sky, like hay. It looks like hay, but that's all right. This is what I knew. I was not going to prolong it any more than today, because I said if I don't film this today, I'm just going to go on and do it. We kind of want to bring interesting content to the channel, things that can teach and help. So I knew I needed help with this job of cutting my hair. You guys that watch the channel, you watch kind of like what we do and how we do things, and so how we kind of maintain our hair. So now we kind of like try to bring it more on camera to show you. So it's really not that much more work, because I probably would be doing the same thing. Actually, it's easier because now I'm sitting, whereas normally I'm standing in the bathroom and I get an impulse at 10 o'clock at night, and I'll get up and get some scissors, and so everybody's sleeping and I'm snipping hair. So this is perfect today. I'm sitting nicely and just talking to you guys, looking at the window out there. It keeps going in and out of beautiful sun, and then all of a sudden it just looks like it wants to rain of some sort. I don't know. Anyway, so it's not too bad. So yeah, so we're bringing more things on the channel. What kind of other things would you guys like to see? Oh, I know it came to me now. Tay and that detangling her hair with oil. So okay, another little piece. So when I'm doing this, I'm keeping in mind definitely the ends that need to be cut because they don't look healthy. But I'm also thinking, all right, then I can take off maybe a hair more, because you know, that way it buys me a little bit more time with my haircut. And let me do it now while the shape is still there, so that the shape, so that my hair is not here and I'm trying to bring it back to this really nice round full shape. That's impossible. I wouldn't even attempt to do that. But now while it's the perfect shape, the perfect length, I'm like, okay, let me try this now. That way it's not too far from that, and it just looks healthier. So what kind of things, write down in the comments, do you guys do DIY kind of like at home? But are you guys afraid to do this? I know, like, I was always adventurous. I used to do relaxers. I don't think I ever in my entire life ever went to the salon and got a professional relaxer. I would get that Dark and Lovely box and do it myself. I think my first relaxer when I was a teenager, I think I was like 15, and after that I was off and running up until 40 years old. Okay, so that piece was pretty long. I see pieces here hanging here, and it's pretty long, and you know, that's really like frazzling. This is the like what I'm looking for as I'm doing this. So that was a good one. Those are the pieces. Those are the straight pieces that you see when you have your hair all done, and then you see pieces just kind of like sticking out. Don't be afraid at that point to get it then. So yeah, this is gonna take round 2. Sometimes you have to kind of go back through, because it, as I'm twirling it, you're seeing that it's coming like through the shaft pieces that are hanging out. Hold on, I don't even think I got that. So let me wind it around again. And the winding part, I don't know where, I mean, I saw a video doing this, so I'm assuming it's like kind of like keeping the, not assuming, it is keeping this curl pattern, so I'm liking this. But I know that at the time the girl did it that way. She went down the shaft one way, went down the shaft, and then she twirled it around the other way. How she had a beautiful job when she was done, I have no idea. It just seemed like a lot of snipping to me. But I guess it really isn't, because I keep going back in with these scissors, and it sounds more, it looks like more than what you're really doing, because you really are just dusting the ends. It's not a lot. Okay. So, goodbye. Nip. Oh, such a satisfying feeling. There we go. Right there. Okay, so with all that little snipping I've done so far, just that. Okay, which I seriously lose more in the shower. So, not bothered at all. Okay, so let me see. Those 2 pieces that I want to join together that would not be joined. Then this is the other part of it now. It's extremely thin, but I'm not going to spend time forcing the pieces together. So I just separated them now. All right, so now right there, the very end. And I shall snip. Right there. Okay. Alright, so now those pieces. Alright, so now let's see what we have here. And it's okay, you don't have to keep track, you know, like you know, did I cut this, did I not? You'll know, just twirl it down to the end again. If you see anything hanging, cut it. Because even these pieces that I did today, if I wake up tomorrow, style my hair, and by the end of the day, because that's not really when you style your hair. It's not when it's wet. It's not when you're in the shower. None of that. Do not do it when it's wet. You cannot get a good gauge. Do it. That's why when you go to curly salons, they cut your hair when it's dry. Do it when it's dry, because it doesn't matter. When you do it when it's dry, you get a full, honest gauge of how your hair looks, and hair grows. So I don't feel like you could ever really mess up or ever really cut too much. I'm sure there are occasions when you can, but it's okay, it'll grow back. But today's hairstyle right here, tomorrow I'll wake up and these other pieces will still be coming down, so I get a gauge like this. Okay, so these are the pieces that I've done. They just kind of look healthier, and I see parts that are sticking up. Okay, so I've done this little project here. Let me see, I don't know where this came from. I don't remember doing anything with these in the front. This part's just sticking out, so let me try and see what I can do with this. And I'm really just maintaining my haircut. That's all I'm doing. Alright, so. But this is not a product that you have got to go out and get to do this. I just grabbed the quickest cream. Again, like I said, we're in the process of decluttering, so I'm putting some of this stuff to use. I never probably in a million years, if I used it, would have grabbed probably a $38 product to do something like this. But why not? Since I'm on my WeDad kick these days. Because this head of hair right here has the WeDad Climate Control Featherlight Styling Cream in my hair. So let me stay on my WeDad kick. And so when I was decluttering, I saw this and I'm like, okay, I remember doing the video. It's from the Curl Immersion line, the purple line. Okay, so there is at the end all of that right there. See-through dead hair, not the whole piece, but this part right here that's just kind of almost like when you pull it, it's like a little knot on the end, almost like a fairy knot. It's going. It's going right now, right there. Nip. Right there. Okay. We filmed a video before, and we heard doggy, and Tay went downstairs and got doggy, and just literally brought him into Spencer's room and handed him over. Spencer tries to play tough all the time, but no, he holds his arms open like hand him over. So it's cute. I like to see the way girls love doggies, we're all like hugging and kissing him. He's wagging his tail and all that. And then Spencer, just the fact that he's in Spencer's arms, he just feels loved. And those are like a whole lot of baby talk or whatever. Our voices get squeaky, high pitched. He goes crazy. It's just like, you know how mothers do, baby talk and all of that. And they say doggies respond to baby talk. They really do. So I'm like, okay. But Spencer's not baby talking him, but yet he, his little tail wags and he still feels that love over there. So that's why I said I just like the way guys interact. Spencer and Adam interact with doggy. Okay. And his little Instagram page is growing, guys. So if you guys have Instagram, not everybody has Instagram. And that's okay, because I do, but I'm now on the MADCURLS doggy one as doggy more so than I am. First of all, I was never on the LoriAnne Wesley one, though it's there, and I definitely check back in every few weeks. But it's just like, I know it's not exclusive to me, but you guys, who picks a social media genre, and that's just kind of like your love. Some people just love Twitter. I could care less if Twitter pulled down the shingle today or tomorrow. Never liked that confining talk, giving me only a few characters. Then I guess I was told when I said this a few weeks ago that you can they give you more now, but I don't know. If you have to have these like run-on things, like you just keep tweeting out the same thing, like it just all lines up. Like if I have something to say, I just keep like lining up a paragraph. No, I can't do that. I like to have everything intact, so I can't do that. But anyway, yes, little doggy. Thank you guys for those that are following him, MADCURLS doggy. And then I put things on my LoriAnne Wesley Facebook page. So I'm trying not to have the same stuff. I'm trying not to have the same things on them. I want like things to be exclusive to the Instagram page for doggy. So that, because like that's boring if you're following people and they have the same old stuff on everything, then you only need to visit somebody's page. Like, oh, if I see Lori's Facebook page, she got the same old dried up stuff on the MADCURLS doggy page. So I try to put unique things to that page for those that have taken the time to go over and have followed him. You should be able to get like cute little things over there that you can't see. Sometimes this stuff's just too cute, and my mind is like, well, I gotta share it with my Facebook friends. It's like a proud mommy, like, oh my gosh, because Instagram, to me, since I don't really stay on there light, I don't have a lot. I don't have the, I feel like the relationships with people the way I do on Facebook. So I want to share it with the Facebook people who I feel are more family. And I don't mean family by blood. I mean MADCURLS fam. Like you guys know, you understand. We hang out. You guys are under the comments. I know each and every one of you that make yourselves known and share your life with us. So when I see you on Facebook, that is 9 times out of 10 where I'm getting the likes and the comments on Facebook. And so Instagram, I don't know the followers as well as I do Facebook. That's why I invite everybody to find me over on Facebook, because that's where I hang out. Alright, so that's good. And grab another piece. So this is not enough hours in a day. Like we wanted to go to the park today, because he loves the park. And we wanted the boys to see him over at the park, having fun, playing with his little friends. But we have to grocery shop. There's just so much you can extend not having food. We have made do with just about everything. We made a pot of rice last night. I think there was a few little stray pieces of meat. I like the Tyson beef that's already made. I think it's called like seasoned steak. You get it in a bag at Target in the meat section, in the frozen meat section, and then I make the rice and then throw that meat over it, and that is a meal. Throw in some vegetables, so easy. And so, but we absolutely have nothing there. I have got to replenish. So today is going to be a Target day. Stay focused, Lori. Stay focused. When I get to Target, I have a list. There's a food list, and then there's things, other things. Always have to stop by the hair aisle. Always have to do that to see those Same old dried up products, same old dried up brands, same stuff, almost in the same exact order on the shelf. And I'm like, okay, nothing new. I mean, you literally can just stand at the front of the aisle, like kind of like this. Anything new down there? Is that new? Then you walk down the aisle, and then you kind of like get sucked back in. But nope, gotta stay strong. But I love Target. I first discovered Target years ago, and I was proud of myself at the time, because at the time I grew up, I was born in 1967, grew up, you know, in that era where if you went to Macy's and places like that, like you were really doing something. And so for me to go into a Target, when I walked through the doors of Target, it didn't feel like a Macy's. It didn't feel like a high-end store. It felt different. But I was in California and all my family lived in Connecticut, and I'm like, okay, like I can like break out of the mold. I don't have to go into places like Macy's, because I was starting to look at the things and I was seeing the quality, and the quality was nice. Cotton is cotton to an extent. Okay, 100% cotton is not always 100% cotton. But anyway, well, I'm not saying that it's not. It is, but maybe there's different levels of it. Okay, so see, something like this, I like when this happens, because it is just obvious. You see all the extra, this right here has to go. It's almost like coming through the shaft. So, oh yeah, this is definitely a piece that messes up the style. Let me just like twirl it at the end a little bit more, so I really get that piece. All right. But anyway, so when I first walked into Target, it wasn't a Macy's, but it felt, it was nice. Like the clothes, like they were cotton, they were like quality. I liked it. And I'm like, okay, so I used to get my workout clothes there. I think the line is like Morona, and something about that looked really nice. I would get t-shirts there. I would get like polo shirts, and I really liked it. And this was years and years ago when I lived in California. I guess it might have been maybe on the West Coast first, California first, I don't know. But then I came back here. I was back here for a while, and then one day I heard it was going into Stamford, Connecticut, which is about an hour from us, but it doesn't feel like an hour. I mean, I can get down to Stamford probably in an hour, but it just doesn't feel like that. You know, when you're familiar with towns in your state, it just doesn't feel like it's that much of a distance. Whereas if I went to another state and something was an hour away, I'd be like, oh wow, like I'm still dying to go to Georgia so I can go to the Gone with the Wind Museum. And I hope it's everything I thought it was, because I haven't died to do that since last year when we went down there for Spencer's graduation from boot camp. But at the time, I think it was like 800 miles, and I'm not exaggerating. It said 800 miles from where we were. So Georgia must be a pretty big state, and I never made it over there, but I always want to go back there. But 800 miles is not an hour. It probably would have been quite a few hours away, so you just didn't have that kind of time. But I still want to do that. All right, so now what I'm doing now, you're seeing me constantly just trying to bring this down. I feel like there's just a lot of stuff going on here, but this is not like dead hair. This does not need to be, I'm not looking for damage here. I'm just kind of like looking for just to snip the very end of it, because this, we're getting into like the healthier hair now. Okay, so I'm not looking for problems where there not being any, and I don't want to create any. So I'm just trying to just do like a little grazing over these areas that are pretty healthy, that don't need a whole lot of work. Bring it down to the end, and just a quick snip, because I can just feel the health of it. There's nothing wrong with these parts. Probably the front is probably a little bit more at times because of the highlights. You always want them concentrated in the front. So just a very little bit, not a lot. And you can see the color of it, the darkness of it. There's no frazzling, there's no unhealthy parts to that. That was pretty healthy hair. So I'm just trying to shape up the ends. We're at here. Okay, so it's time consuming. This is work, but beauty takes work. So speaking of beauty, you know, you guys like decluttering videos. What about anybody interested in my makeup declutter video? Oh my gosh, I have got to do that. And I'm like, do I just do it as like a job, a serious thing to do, or do I film it? Oh dear. I tried it a few weeks ago. I just couldn't part with this stuff. Some of it had never been touched. Some of it had memories. Like one time Tay went to California and she went to the Burberry store, and that was, oh my gosh. first of all, we didn't have it around here. I liked Burberry makeup, but I only could get it online. I never could like walk into a store and see it on the ground. So when she was there, she was taking pictures and showing me the different displays. And it was so nice. I think it was in Nordstrom's at the time, though she went to the store on the street in California. I forget where it was at. It might have been Rodeo Drive. I don't remember. But I know they carried it in California, but she wasn't. I mean, excuse me, at Nordstrom's, but she wasn't at Nordstrom's. But I could get it online there, or I actually would go to Burberry.com. I hear doggy barking, and get it there. So like I came across things like that. Things have memories. Again, things barely used. But makeup to me is a slightly different thing than hair products because that's going on my face. So memories aside, you know, sometimes things just have to go. But again, I know they have like lifespans on it or expiration dates, so to speak, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't smell funny. Because I think I'm just very careful how I apply it, and I don't wet things, get them wet. I definitely do not share. Like, you know, when you were in high school and somebody would bring a lipstick to school and we all would pass it around, you know, share same makeup brushes and all that. I don't do that. Very careful about things like that. So, but anyway, it's just a lot of excess and it's got to go. But makeup is a little bit of a funnier thing. I don't want makeup from just any old body because I don't know, you know, not just put anything on my face, close to my mouth, you know, all of that. I don't want to do that. So I got drawers and drawers and bins of makeup in here, which is our filming room, and in my room across the hallway. And I know that's another project. I don't know why we picked the hottest months of the year to do all this decluttering, but we did. And it's funny, we've been talking about the spring cleaning since before spring, because before spring we were like, you know, like spring is here, we're gonna have to spring clean, and now we are heading into the fall, but it's just, you know, a lot going on, filming and all that. This, if you want it done right, I'm not just talking about top coat cleaning, I'm talking about hard down cleaning. So it takes time. I don't want to rush. So just like this project right here, I'm not rushing it. Alright, so let me see, grab that piece. Alright, so let's see now. Easier from that side when I could see over here, but now I'm working from this side. So let me see pieces that obviously are sticking out that need some work here. Just bigger, healthier, curly, doesn't look damaged really. So I'm going to be very conservative like I have been throughout the whole head, but definitely more so when I get to these sections. Anyway, so let us know if you want that. Tay probably would be in on that one because she definitely could use some decluttering. But you guys saw her in the other video. She cannot part with things. You just can't. She always will find a use for it. Let me see. Alright, so I feel the dry ends. So I'm going to try to work it to the end now. Healthy frizz because it's humid, or is it a collection of damage from bleach that needs to be cut? So let me work it to the bottom. Right, I think I'm seeing that it's pretty healthy, so I just will snip it just so that it just has some work done to it. And that will be okay right there. Alright guys, so I'm going to finish up this project and I will return with the results of this particular snipping session. Okay, alright guys. Okay guys, I think I'm done for today. Okay, it looks pretty even on both sides as far as hair, curly hair goes, because on some days, you know, one side might hang a little longer than another. You know, we've all realized that now, and I've accepted it. For me to go on anymore is to just start almost like giving myself a haircut, and since I'm not a professional, I'm going to stop. Like Kenny Rogers says, know when to hold and know when to fold. So I am holding right now just to see. I will style my hair at some point. I thought after this I was going to wash my hair and put in a styler. No, I think this is pretty cute. This could probably last me another day or two. So it just needed probably like a little haircut. So that's how I do that. And when I turned off the camera, I just kind of saw what needed to be done still, or if I should just let it go, because I can just keep going on. I'd pull out a piece here, pull out a piece there, and then I'd start the process all over again. And so I'm like, okay, this is not, you know, productive. Let me just kind of like stop, you know, put the scissors down, back away from the scissors. So the other tip that I don't think I highlighted, but definitely you have to know the grain of your curl, meaning how it goes, which way does it spiral, does it go to the right, does it go to the left, and then that way you can get that coil to snip the end. So I think on my left side, which would be your right side, I spin it towards my left, probably your right, and I'm doing that now. Let me see, does it stay like that? Yeah, that's the grain of that, because it kind of coils. But if it's starting to unravel, which it might be, but I don't think, I know when it unravels, it just looks kind of like it's unraveling. I don't think it'll be tighter going the other way. Let's see. But that's how you do that, to make sure you get that crisp coil, like that rotini noodle. No, I think I had it right the first time. Normally it's a little bit more clear cut than that. I don't know, spinning to the left, spinning to the right, but that's what you do. You pull it out, you finger coil it to see which where the grain is and how it spirals, and then that way you know. So that's what I did. A few pieces in the top that I've been manipulating and playing with, but it's okay. I can just put some refresher spray in it and it'll come back to life. But that's it. It looks pretty even. As far as what I've done here, I have not wet it yet, so it has not had a chance to shrink evenly or whatever. Some parts have been pulled more than others. This side, sometimes a little bit longer. This side might still be a little bit more coiled. So to me, it looks pretty good, and I shall see. But that's how I do it. Coil by coil, curl by curl. It's time consuming, but yet you can buy yourself some more time and enjoy your haircut a little bit longer. And that's how I've done it. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in our next video. All right, bye bye.